Titan from Titanic Toys. Today I'm just going to be reviewing the brand new Monocure 3D rubber-like resin, black resin. I've been waiting quite a long time for that. I think about maybe 2 years now. From when I mentioned it to Charlie to Monocure needed a black rubber resin, or just a rubber-based resin. So that's great to see that it's finally here, and I printed some stuff out, and so far I'm really liking it. I usually use a deep black Monocure resin, and I mix in their Flex 100, which will give you flexible parts. But I was just missing that rubber feel. Even though it's just a feel, that was one element I really wanted in my models. So you can see just the deep black resin in their Flex 100 is really good. I use it quite a lot on all of my projects, but now there's a rubber resin one, proper rubber one, so I will be switching over. But yeah, just the feel of it is very smooth. So if you wanted some grip, you couldn't really get it with other resins. So here is the black rubber resin. So I printed some 1/6 scale rubber tires just for my Johnny 5s, just to give them a go, and they're nice and grippy. Look, you can see even they're gripping together. So very rubber-like. There's a nice shiny bit there, so if I dip my finger into that, doesn't imprint or anything like that. So nice bounce back. These are solid, so yeah, I can still squish them if I press really hard. So they will probably bounce straight off concrete. I got a couple of pieces here off my Thunder Road that I'm working on at the moment, or printing out and finishing. Here is some of the thin rubber parts, and they are rubbery. As you can see, they're completely rubber. You can see the bounce back on that. Another little bit that's even thinner. As far as color goes, it's like it's definitely a black. If I compare it to their deep black, because I know this has deep black in it, so they definitely have the deep black resin in it, I'm assuming. There's a very thin part. As it gets darker, it is definitely black. So here is the tire. My first prints were fails. So that was my first print there, and it was mainly because I was just throwing it in my printer and just giving it a go. The other thing is this tire is now solid. Before it was just like an outer tube. I don't think it could handle the thinness of this particular tire, and just the way I had it set up originally with the supports and stuff like that, because I did set it up like that, but I didn't have any supports inside the actual tire, so it probably just couldn't do it because it's so flexible. As you can see, it's very rubber-like, but it's very, very rubbery. So just trying to get those, all those thin walls as it was coming up is probably why it failed. I tried to print this tire like that. That didn't work out very well, and I covered this in heavy supports all over, all up the walls, all up the insides, and I printed it actually with this. It printed fine, I think up to when this one finished, and then it sort of went haywire. So I'm not sure if this was just flopping around because it's so rubbery, as you can see. So that is a nice chunky bit of rubber, which I'll be doing some further testing on. There is the outer tire there, and the inner one in there, or the one I put it in there. So I will be testing that, sort of like hitting it with a hammer and stuff like that, just to see impact. But that was my fail. But these are the good ones. So let's get on to looking at the good ones. So this is the rubber tire. Trying to get some good close-ups. And it does look like rubber. It feels like rubber too. It's got a real nice shine on it, like a real tire. You can see my thumb is sort of gripping it just as I'm trying to wipe it, like it's not even smooth enough to wipe, it's grippy. Again, I can dig my fingernail into there. It's springing back. These are the supports I did. I actually tried thin supports on this first. which failed miserably. So I went full heavy, which was interesting because I went heavy on that as well, and that just completely failed. But this one printed. But I'll take these off now. It's probably going to be a little messy under here, which I'm not too worried because that's how it's going to go anyway. So you're going to see this, which is all beautiful. So let's just pull these off, which is, it's just ready to let go. Like, so these will just pop off just like that. We can have a look at the supports first. So nice rubbery. See, the supports just snap off super easy off that base. Which is not exactly what I want, but get rid of that. And let's have a look at this tire. So underneath, let's have a look at the damage. If you were going to do this as a seam piece, because sanding it is probably not going to be an option. It's not cured under here either, so I don't want to just touch it too much. But it's not too bad considering, like, a lot of this would probably rub off. If I just rub off a little bit like that. See, that's not too bad. Once that's cleaned up, it just looks a little shiny because it's still got some resin there. I don't want to touch it, but that's pretty good. I like that. And you can see it's rubbery. And it looks like a tire. Printed all of the nice grooves in there. So there we go. Happy with that. Just got to go and clean the underside of that and whack it on the model and see how it looks. But yeah, so far I am loving it. I will be switching over from the deep black and Flex 100 mixture and just going for the black rubber-like. Mainly for the thicker parts, I think I will stick with the mixture for thinner parts, just for, because I think this may tear if it was thin like this. I will print that out again and see. But yeah, loving it, loving it, loving it. And it has that feel that I want, like rubber. All right, cool.